Hi, my name is Spencer, and I'm going to show the bug about how this SS3 drive is not locked when it says it's in the locked position. So first, I have it inserted in my laptop. It's in the unlocked position now, so I can create files on here. Here's the drive. New text file. Add something and save it. And as you can see, the text file is there, so it's saved. So now what I'm going to do is disconnect the drive and then enable the right lock button on it, and then see if I can wipe the drive. So here's the drive and the lock button. It's now in the lock position. I inserted it back in. It shows back up. And here in Windows Explorer, if I try to create a file, I can't. If I try to delete this, I can't. It doesn't even give the option because it is locked. And if I try to format the drive here in Windows, I can't either. Disk is write protected, so it doesn't let me do that. Now, here in disk management, if I do refresh, it shows the drive down here, and it says read only. Go to properties, volumes, it says read only. So all that's good. Now if I go to the command prompt, type in DISKPART, and I'll go to list disk. I have my main disk for my laptop, and then this disk 2 is the thumb drive. So let's select disk 2, we'll go detail disk, and this shows that this is the Kangaru drive, and it says that it's current read-only state yes, but this says read-only no, boot disk no. Now I think looking at other read-only disks that I have, they say this as well, so I don't think this means anything, this read-only no. I don't know what that, I don't know what Windows means by that. So anyways, if I try to clean the disk using this tool, it says DISKPART succeeded in cleaning the disk. And if I go to detail disk again, well, before I do that, up here when I did detail disk before we cleaned it, it shows that there was a volume there. So now if I go to, and then I ran clean the disk, so if I go to detail disk again, it shows there's a volume, but it basically wiped the volume out. And if I go back to disk management, refresh, rescan, down here it says unallocated, and if I try to open Windows Explorer and go to SS3, it doesn't exist. The drive doesn't exist. So what it looks like it did is it wiped out the partitioning table on it, even though it's in the locked switch. So now what I'm going to show you is if I boot into Windows setup disk, the Windows PE environment, I can actually copy a whole thumb drive structure onto this, so it copies all the data onto this while it's in write protect mode. Okay, here we are in Windows setup, Windows 10 setup, and I'm going to show you some of the same behavior in this. And I'm going to copy the entire contents of the thumb drive of this other Kangaru thumb drive I have over here. to the content of this drive. And as you can see, the lock button is set to lock. Kind of hard to see, but it is set. Okay, so let's plug it in. Okay, we're going to go to next. We're going to go to repair our computer. Then we're going to open a command prompt. We're going to skip the laptop drive. It has BitLocker on it. Okay, and we're going to wipe the SS3 just to show that it works the same in Windows PE setup as it does in full-blown Windows. So list disk, select disk 2, that's our SS3, detail disk, and there it says SS3 at the top, and it again it says read only yes. So we're going to go to clean. It succeeded in cleaning the disk. We'll go detail disk again. You can see here there was contents on this drive because I was testing it earlier, so I was able to copy some stuff to this. But after we cleaned the disk, it kept the volume, but basically it wiped out the volume data on it. Okay, so now what I'm going to show you is how I go about copying the contents that's on this other older Kangaroo drive to the SS3. And I'm going to use Partition Wizard. And I have that on my, I have that on the other SS3, sorry, the other Kangaroo drive. Okay, let's see, it is 5. Okay, now as you can see, disk 1 is the laptop hard drive, disk 2 is the 30 gigabyte Kangaroo drive on the right. That's the source drive here. And SS3 is disk 3. So what we're going to do is we're going to do copy disk wizard, hit next, select disk to copy, so this is our source. And the destination disk is the SS3. Next, finish. And the operation, as you can see, is copy disk 2 to disk 3. So we're going to hit apply. Yes. And it's going through the process. And this is going to take quite a while. It hasn't aired out yet, so it looks like it's working. And you can see the lights on the right hand side flash, and I can see the lights on the SS3 flashing right now, so it's definitely copying data. So I'll come back when this is done. Okay, it's done. The data's copied. We're gonna go to OK. And we're gonna go to DISKPART, and I'll show you that list disk. I'll select disk 2, detail disk, and as you can see down here, the volume information has been restored, or rather it's been copied over from the other Kangaroo drive to this one. And if the source Kangaroo drive was disk 1, so if we go to select disk 1 and go detail disk, you'll see it looks identical to this. So as you can see, it has the same label. Interesting, if you look at the old one, the other Kangaroo drive, it also says current read only, say yes, read only no. So I'm wondering if this other Kangaroo drive has the same issues as this. I haven't tried overwriting it. So if we go to exit, And then one of the other, I have a file explorer tool that we can use in this Windows P environment. Okay, so these are our drives. This is a laptop drive. It's inaccessible because it's BitLockered. But then I have the two thumb drives, and this is the source thumb drive, the 32 gigabyte one, and then this is the SS3. And if you look at the SS3, it has data on it. And I can't create a new document, nor can I delete things from this Windows Explorer because it's write locked. See, the disk is write protected. And this structure, as you can see, is identical to the source one. And it's locked too. It has the write switch enabled. Disk is write protected. So I just demonstrated how you can copy the contents of this thumb drive to this thumb drive while this one, while both of them have the write switch lock enabled. And finally, what I'm going to show you is another drive that I have, and this is a Zalman portable drive, and it has a write switch too, which is set to locked. It's currently in the locked position, which is the left. And I'm going to show you how it behaves differently with its write switch than the SS3 drive. So we'll disconnect that. We'll plug this in. And this actually has a little LCD screen on it. And you can see, hopefully, there in the upper left, there's a little lock symbol, also indicating that this drive is locked. You can't write to it. Okay, so if we go to, let's go to DISKPART and we'll see what this looks like. List disk. It's not showing a disk. Let me try unplugging and plugging back in. Okay. Let's go back to DISKPART. Okay, there we go. Now we see the third disk. And it's I have a 1 terabyte drive in there. And so if we go back to Windows Explorer and refresh, or refresh. Let's go to DISKPART. List disk, select disk to detail disk. There's no drive letter assigned. Let's assign. Select volume 4, assign. Okay, looks like detail disk. Okay, now it assigned it to drive letter, so it should be visible now in File Explorer. There it goes, storage. Oh, okay. So yeah, as you can see, I put some documents on here, just some blank documents, just to show this is a real hard drive and it had stuff on it, and that the write switch does work because I can't delete these items. It says the same thing, it's write protected. So now let's try to go to DISKPART and clean this disk. So I already have this disk selected, but let's just actually go back to DISKPART. List disk, we'll select disk 2, and then we'll try to run the clean command on it. And this throws an error saying DISKPART encountered error, the request cannot be performed because of an IO device error. So it wasn't able to clean the disk like I was able to do with the SS3 drive. And then finally, I'll demonstrate the same behavior in the Partition Wizard, trying to copy the thumb drive to this hard drive. So we'll go to Copy Disk Wizard, Kangaru drive. We'll do this external hard drive. Yes. So the operation is copy disk 2 to 3, apply. And it'll go through as if it's going to work, but then it throws the same disk I/O error as before. So this demonstrates that with this external hard drive, it in fact cannot write to this disk no matter what you do. And that's clearing out the data or clearing out the partition tables or what have you. So I hope this video helps demonstrate that this SS3 drive has a serious flaw in both allowing you to clean the disk using DISKPART, and then also, potentially even more serious, is to copy a whole data structure from one drive to this while the write switch mode is set. And hope this helps. Thank you.